Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a fun little just cozy reading vlog. I decided to pick up the last book in my May TBR and so far I'm really loving it. I'm like 43 pages into it so far, and it's very like, if you've ever read Rachel Gillig or Stephanie Garber's writing, it's like similar writing style, like very poetic and like folklore-y, and you can tell that she's going to be a really good storyteller. As far as the story goes, I'm only 40 pages into it, so like I don't really have very many thoughts besides I love the writing so far. I am very excited to get further into this one. I've been anticipating this one for a while, really just because the premise of it sounds really cool. I think it's like Irish or Scottish, like folklore inspired, and then it's the Wild Hunt. So, and anything to do with a wild hunt, I just usually really love. And then the cover is just, I don't know, this is just speaking to me. If you can't already tell, green is kind of like my favorite color. So I will always gravitate towards a green book. So anyways, this is what I started yesterday or the day before yesterday. I've just had kind of like a slow morning. I took Hachi out for a little WLK and let him do his business. I think my plan for today is just to read a little bit of this book, and my brother-in-law is actually coming to town to stay with us this week, so I'm gonna go to the store and just like get some things to prepare for that and just like clean up around the apartment and stuff. This is just gonna be a cozy reading vlog as I mood read through my TBR, and I have no idea what I'm gonna pick up next after this. I'm actually very brokenhearted right now because The Night and the Moth came out 2 days ago, and it was supposed to be delivered on the day it was released, and alas, it got pushed back and back ordered until next Tuesday, so literally a whole week from now, and I'm having major FOMO. I was so excited to dive right into that book when I got here, and I was even gonna buddy read it with my friend, but I can't now, and I'm very sad. So I'm just going to turn to the books that I have on my bookshelf for comfort and continue reading this Huntress book, and then you can see it right there. Actually, that's my TBR for June, so those are the books that I will most likely be picking up from for this reading vlog. Maybe I'll decide to pick up some others off my shelf. We'll see, because this is just gonna be a straight up mood read. Week in my life. We're just gonna have some fun times. So I'm very excited for this, and I hope you guys are too, so go ahead and get comfy cozy, and we'll just get into the week. I'm very sad to report that all of my flowers died during the heat wave in Texas. It's so sad. I like nurtured these like they were my babies, and they all just shriveled up. I don't even know if this is like revivable or not, but I'm still watering them. So hope for the best. But the strawberry plant's doing really good. No strawberries or anything, but it's still there. And then buddy, my lavender kind of is a little crispy too, but we're just, you know, ignoring our life's problems. a thunderstorm that's rolling in right now, and Hachi is scared of thunderstorms and lightning, so he's a little stressed right now. Usually when he's stressed like that, he's either like attached to my hip or like MIA hiding in the closet. So tonight seems like he's just gonna be attached to my hip. So it is actually the same day, just later in the day. It's like 6 o'clock now. I just got back from the pool actually and took showers. That's why my hair is wet. But I brought this book to the pool with me and I read actually like kind of a lot. I'm on page 172, chapter 15. And I have so many thoughts on this book and they're all really, really good. I'm having such a fun time. This is like One Dark Window, but make it folklore, plant magic, animal companions. We actually just got a new point of view and it is another mailman character, so I'm curious if there's gonna be like a love triangle or something, but I don't know. I'm really, really enjoying these vibes that this book is giving off. I am like having such a good time with it. I don't even feel like I'm reading when I'm reading. I'm just interested to see like where she's gonna go. We've gotten so many different new experiences already in the first 170 pages. Our female main character is a hunter, and so the huntress, and so she goes off and she's like hunting all of these creatures that are basically like attacking the town and like wandering the forest and stuff. And so we're meeting like all of these different creatures, and just like this author's imagination or wherever she got her inspiration from is just really, really cool, really interesting and unique. I love it. I'm just having a really fun time and I'm so glad that I picked this up, and I'm kind of mad that I put it off for this long because I've had this book for a little while now. I put a little poll on my Instagram on like how many people have actually heard of this book or read this book or have it but haven't read it. The majority, like 90% of the people who actually like participated in that haven't even heard of this, which is crazy to me because it's really good, and I feel like so many more people need to read this book because I think a lot of people would really, really, really enjoy it. So that's my update. Hachi, if you can see his little booty. We are just like cozying in for the night. I think my brother-in-law and my husband get home probably like later tonight at like 9-10 p.m. so I have the rest of the night basically to myself. So I'm just going to be probably reading a little bit, finishing chores, and making some dinner, and that's about it. So I will update you guys when I have some more thoughts in this. I'm flying through this book. I just started it basically this morning, and yeah, I'll update you guys whenever I have some more thoughts. So, as you can see, I just went into Barnes & Noble. I picked up my girl, The Night in the Moth. It's gotten pushed back twice already, so now it was not supposed to be delivered until the 30th of May, and I'm sorry, but I'm just not waiting that long to read this book. I want to read it so badly. So I ended up just going to the store to see if they even had any more of the editions available, and they did. They actually have like a bunch. Honestly, like I'm gonna go home and I'm just gonna start this immediately because I finished The Wild Huntress this morning. Actually, we can talk about my thoughts a little bit. It was still a really fun book, very atmospheric, and it ended up tying together really well. I would probably give it like a solid 4-star. I got like a little bit confused at some points towards like the end when she was trying to like wrap everything up, as far as the plot goes, but I still had like a really fun time. Like the whole time I was very immersed in like the scenery and the storytelling. She just has like perfect writing for that. So I just really loved it. I had a great time. I found out that she's actually the author of I think it's called The Drowned Country. I just remember seeing that book when it came out recently, and I have had it kind of like on my mental TBR for a while. I just didn't realize that they were the same author. So I finished that book this morning, and I did really love it, and it was very sweet, but it kind of like tore at your heartstrings a little bit towards the end, because characters that you're kind of like rooting for go through a little bit of turmoil, and then it all turns out, you know, the way it does in the end. But anyways, I can't speak about it too much because I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I was happy that it took me a few days to read it because I was able to just like take my time. So now I am super excited to go home and start this. Waiting on the edge of my seat for months and months and months to get into this book. So I also picked up another book that I'm going to probably read after The Night and the Moth, and that's the last book in the Ember and the Ashes series. I did end up buying the paperback. I don't have a copy of the 4th book, and I do want to have the full set. So now I'm gonna have like a little mismatch set, but honestly it's like kind of cute. Like I don't mind. I like having a little bit of like a worn in mismatch set type of style. Ooh, that's cool. That makes me excited. I want to get back with these characters, so I think I'm ready to jump back into that soon. I just have so many new releases that I've just been like dying to get to. Then I also picked up a little bookmark. It's a mushroom. I don't know if you will be able to see it, but I love these little like bookmarks. So yeah, so that was our little mini Barnes & Noble trip. It is actually Sunday, the day before Memorial Day, so my brother-in-law's still in town. We've just been kind of like doing a bunch of random things around the town, kind of showing him around, and I worked yesterday, so I'm like pretty exhausted today. So we've just been having a very chill day and kind of just hanging out, and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna head back home. We're just gonna probably go out to like a more lower key section of the city tonight and kind of just hang out and walk around. So I'm excited for that. I will update you guys on my thoughts and feelings on The Night and the Moth whenever I get started with that. Hopefully I don't just read it in one sitting, so I actually have time to like update you. I will see you guys in the next clip. Well, hello there. I have just been, come a little closer. I have just been sitting inside reading The Night and the Moth. And guys, we need to talk about it. So I've just been sitting inside. Sorry, the lighting is like pretty terrible right now, but we're actually under a tornado watch right now in Austin. It's Memorial Day, so it's the next day. It's been like super stormy pretty much all day, and yeah, we're in a tornado watch. So we've just been kind of hunkered down, just like inside, not really doing a whole lot. So that's perfect reading weather, right? So I've just been reading The Night and the Moth basically on and off throughout the day. I am almost halfway. I'm on page 174 and I have some thoughts. So far, I am really, really, really enjoying just like reading her writing again. Her writing is just so interesting, and this isn't as like poetic prose as the One Dark Window duology, at least that like what I remember, but it still has that like cool storytelling, eerie, gothic, kind of like whimsical writing. So that's kind of like the vibes that I'm getting right now. And being about 175 pages in, we're very much like getting into the plot now. So I'm kind of like understanding like what the whole point of the book is. To be honest, like up until this point, I was kind of like, so like, what's the point? Like, where are we going with this? We were just doing a lot of just trying to like learn and understand the world and the history and what's going on, the magic and stuff. And it is very interesting. Like it just like baffles me sometimes, like the imagination that these authors have, and like where do they find these ideas? Like where do they come up with this like super cool, intricate, like weird magic system? Like I just don't understand, and I could never fathom doing that myself. This definitely has a lot of like really, really cool details, very unique, very, very unique like setting, and I'm loving it for that. I am super excited to be like getting more into the plot, and like now the female and the male main character are together, and so it seems like they're kind of gonna start going on a little bit of a quest now. And I'm excited to see that and kind of just like see how things unfold, because up until this point, like I said, it's just been a lot of like building up. I am just like honestly gushing and really just enjoying reading this book just because it's freaking beautiful. Like what in the world? I am just loving it. And also the pages, I don't know if anybody else is like seeing this or like care, but like I'll show you one second. Like the pages are just like stark white, and they have like a really cool texture to them. It almost feels like, I just was not holding my mic. It almost feels like textbook paper, but like really thick textbook paper. I don't know. It's so satisfying to read this book in every like sensory way, and I'm such a like sensory reader. So anyways, those are the things that I'm loving about this book so far, and I'm very much looking forward to getting further into it. Honestly, I foresee myself reading a lot more tonight and then probably finishing it tomorrow. So that's very exciting. I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday, like you saw, and I picked up the last and final book of the Ember in the Ashes series. So I'm probably going to pick that one up tomorrow. We'll just see kind of like what I'm feeling tomorrow, what happens tomorrow, but that's probably what we're going to end up doing. We've had a very fun weekend so far. I took a few clips. I'm not sure like how much I'm actually going to include in here, but we ended up going around Austin and kind of like exploring a couple new places, and found a couple new like really cool spots and like an ice cream food truck. It's been fun. It's just been a lot of like out and about, doing a whole lot of things, and I'm honestly like pretty proud that I've been reading as much as I've been able to, because a lot of the times when I'm distracted, I just don't get any reading done, especially when we're like traveling or like visiting or people are visiting. So I'm proud of myself. I'm actually, getting a good amount of reading in. So yeah. I'm just gonna keep being cozy, keep having a little night in, and I will update you guys a little bit more either at the end of the night or tomorrow morning when we get a little bit further into the book, and I'll just let you guys know how it's going. I just finished The Night in the Moth about 15 minutes ago, and I had to come outside to just like decompress, talk about my feelings, and just like kind of absorb what I just read. I completely forgot that this is going to be a series, so for whatever reason, the whole time I was reading, I'm thinking this is like a standalone, and that what we were getting was what we're going to get, and then it was going to wrap up at the end. And that is just not the case, and we were left on a cliffhanger. I was talking with my friend after it finished, and to say that I'm like devastated is kind of an understatement. I just feel like Rachel Gaelig is such a magician in her writing and the way that she's able to pull your heartstrings, make it so intricate, and come up, I've already talked about just like the imaginative concepts that she has. Even just like the intricacies of her writing and the way that she develops her characters is so beautiful, and it's like the little minor details that she includes in her writing that you just like little Easter eggs that you have to like kind of pick up along the way that makes it so special. I don't know, I just love her writing. I love her book so much, and it was such a pleasure to read it, and I'm sad and I'm devastated that it's over. I'm kind of worried that nothing I read for the next like week or so is going to really live up to that. I feel like The Night and the Moth was very much more character driven than plot driven for sure, and I'm hoping that the next book, I don't know, I hope we get a little bit more of like expansion on the plot and the world, and I hope we maybe like travel a little bit outside of the confines of where we were at in this story, and I'm just looking forward to it so much. So I'm just gonna be out here walking Hashi for the next little bit, and then go inside and probably pick up the fourth and final book of the Ember and the Ashes series and probably get started on that tonight, and just kind of like hang out today. I work for the next 2 days, tomorrow and the next day, so probably won't be getting a whole lot of reading in then. So I'm gonna try and definitely get through a little bit of it today. Hey guys, so it is now a few days later. It's the last day in May. Last time I talked to you, I was gonna pick up A Sky Beyond the Storm. This is the last book in the Ember and the Ashes series. And I did pick it up, but then I worked for 2 days, and those were some pretty heavy days, so I did not read like at all on those days. My brother-in-law is still in town, so we were going out like after work. I was like meeting them out at a couple of different places, so I didn't get any reading done the past 2 days. But this morning I definitely dove into this book, and I am about, I don't know, probably 30% through. I'm on page 156, chapter, I don't even know actually because they're Roman numerals, but I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. So I did not enjoy the third book as much as I enjoyed the first two. If I was to rank like my favorite in the series so far, the second one, 5-star, super good. I loved that book. The first one, solid like 4.5 star probably. Third book was like, I don't know, it felt very chaotic. I'll talk about it more in my April wrap up or my May wrap up. The third book was just felt very unorganized, kind of like veered off of the plot. So I was curious about this one, if it was gonna be any better than the third one. It definitely is, but I still don't know if I love like the way that she took the plot. It just feels different than the first two. Like the vibes just feel different than the first two books, and that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just doesn't seem like it flows as much as I feel like it could. But either way, I am having a fun time reading it. I mean, I started reading it essentially like this morning, and I'm already 150 pages in, so I mean, if that says anything, I think it is still a really fun, entertaining book. It probably just isn't going to be like a 5-star, which is totally fine. So yeah, so I wanted to update you guys on where I'm at. I know it's been kind of like a chaotic, little bit of a busy vlog, but this is all about just like mood reading in my life, and this is essentially what my life is like, minus having visitors. I think I've recovered from The Night and the Moth hangover, and I think that this book is a good one to like jump into right after, because I already know these characters. I already know that I love them and I love their story, so it was definitely a good idea to like go straight into this one. What else? Oh, I did get a new camera, so I'm excited to play around with that. It is a camera that's like mainly going to be used for like videos and stuff. Instead of having to use my phone, and my poor phone, like I have no more space for videos. So I'm really excited to play around with that. Little Hachi's going over here. What you doing, buddy? We just played with the ball outside, so he's a little tired, which is good. That was the goal. So yeah, we're just gonna have like a super chill rest of the weekend, I think, starting today, and that means that I'm going to get much more reading in. So I will 100% tell you guys how I feel about this as we get a little bit further into it, and I'm hoping to finish it by this weekend. I really wanted to finish it by tonight because today's the last day in May, but we'll see. But I will definitely finish it tomorrow for sure, because then I work the next day, and I just hate sitting on a book that I'm about to finish and not being able to get to it. So yeah, excited for this weekend. I'll bring you guys along. June 1st today, which is pretty crazy. I just dropped off my library book that I originally had renewed, and I did not end up reading it, but I actually ended up getting it as an audiobook. I thought that listening to it on audio, I'd be able to actually get it in. It usually works for me. If there's a book that like I keep having to like put off, but I still really want to read it, if I can get it on audio and I can listen to it within a few days, then like that usually is perfect for me. So yeah, so I just dropped that library book off, and I actually have my pre-order of The Night and the Moth that I actually need to return because I ended up going to the bookstore. I'm pretty sure that was in this video to just go buy the book because this was delayed until like the 30th. I'm going to go return this in store, and there's actually a book that I have my eye on that I do want to get. It's called The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. My good friend is reading it now, and she said that it's amazing, and I've had my eye on it, so I hopefully will be able to pick it up. Last time I was at the store when I was actually picking up The Night and the Moth, I was looking for it and they didn't have it in stock like anywhere, and it's a new release, so I'm curious if it was like sold out or something. So yeah, so I'm gonna go do that and then probably head home, go to the gym, and maybe read for the rest of the day. We'll see. I'm like just about halfway through The Sky Beyond the Storm, and it's going okay. I feel like when I'm reading, I keep getting a little distracted, which is usually a sign that I'm just not like invested in what's happening, but it's starting to pick up a little bit more. I'm starting to get a little bit more invested. So I'm hoping the last like half of it is gonna be a little bit easier to like get through. So we'll just see how that goes, but I'm still enjoying it. It's just not as captivating as like the first two were. They didn't have it in stock. This is the second Barnes & Noble that didn't have that book in stock. So I'm curious if it's like sold out everywhere. I don't know. I'm very curious because it is Joe Abercrombie and he's like very popular. So I feel like maybe it'll come back in stock. I don't know. But now I like want to read it even more because more people are just like buying it out of stock. It's crazy. Hey guys, good morning. It is now the next day. it's Monday, so I'm not really sure the last time that I updated you guys, but I actually just finished filming my May wrap-up video. It was kind of funny. Hachi was kind of like wreaking havoc the whole time and causing a scene, but he's here now sleeping just in time for me to update you guys on this book. So I finished This Guide Beyond the Storm this morning, and this was the finale of this entire series. And so I had high hopes for this book. I really needed like a satisfying ending, I think, to this book and this whole series. And honestly, I think it wrapped up really beautifully. The very end, the way that Sabaa Tahir finished this, she kind of like does a little reel of all the main characters' POVs and kind of like little mini epilogues, essentially. This book almost made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end, just like a lot of sadness and a lot of things happened. Main characters died, and I don't know. I'm sad. I'm sad after finishing this book. And, you know, coming off of the third book, which was not my favorite book of the series, it was like a 3-star. It was just kind of not doing it for me. It made me lose a little bit of momentum in this series, but this definitely revived it. I think it could have been a little bit shorter. I think that's kind of what was like keeping me from really finishing it and diving into it head first. But ultimately, like I said, the end just really wrapped it all together in a nice little package and made me almost cry. So it's hard to say anything negative about a series like that. That makes me feel that way. And I think overall, this is a solid 4-star series. I think that it starts out so strong in the first 2 books and, you know, builds that foundation of just like love and yearning for the characters. So I'm very happy that I read this series. I think I would recommend this to a lot of people. It was just really fun, really good. I definitely felt invested in the characters and the plot and the storyline. And that's all that I'm really asking for, you know, in a series like that. That's all I'm ever asking for in any type of book or any type of plot, is just to feel something and to have a fun time. And that's what we got. So that is my final thought on this book. I've had a very long, very busy week, fun-filled week in Austin. I hope you guys enjoyed a little of the little bits and pieces of like Austin going around town and stuff. And I had fun making this vlog. I hope you guys had fun watching it and watching a pretty typical mood reading week for me. I just kind of pick up whatever I'm feeling at the time. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you watched all the way through, I really appreciate you immensely. We're such a small channel that every view, every like, every comment means the world to me. And I love just like meeting new people and chatting about books on here with everybody. It's just been so much fun so far. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I've been loving getting to chat with you guys and getting to know you guys even more. I will see you guys when I see you in the next video next Saturday, because I post videos every Saturday. So I will see you in the next one.